Hello, here we're talking about the fifth of the seven levels that we're talking about. And in terms of the Om and the Ah, U, and the silence, this causal level, this prajna level of deep sleep, is the third level. So there's waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. And then the fourth state, which is called turiya, as we've already talked about. And so in terms of the seven levels, it's number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then there's another transition, and then there's turiya. And it represents deep sleep in part. And in this deep, latent unconscious level, this is where we have stored, so to speak, our samskaras, our deep impressions, our deep habit patterns that are the driving force between our karma. Karma literally means actions, and karma is the actions that play outward here into the external world. But the karmas have their roots in the samskaras that are stored in this deep level, which is the M level of Om. And they come forward through the active unconscious out into the conscious mind. Sometimes they seem to bypass our conscious mind. We're not aware of it, and the next thing we know, we're out here in the world doing speech and actions that are being driven by this, and it sort of comes right through, and we're not consciously aware of it. And so this is the level of prajna. And in this chart, which again is the same outline here, because it's still Om, turned sideways, rotated 90 degrees, it's this red encircled level down here. So it's waking, dreaming, this involves deep sleep, it's the conscious mind, active unconscious or simply unconscious, and the active unconscious or the subconscious. And this equates to the gross plane of reality, the subtle plane, and the causal plane, and here is the absolute reality, the fourth state, which is one of pure consciousness. Note here in this section here, the name of this level is prajna, and prajna is a compound of two principles, pra and jna. And intriguingly, jna means knowledge or knowing, and pra means supreme. So this plane of reality that we know as deep sleep is actually the one that the yogis call the level of supreme knowing. And so when we have intuitions come forward to us in the waking state conscious mind, where are they coming from? Those deep intuitions, they're coming from this plane of reality called prajna. It's the level of supreme knowledge which then comes forward. And this level of prajna is deeper than or prior to what you and I usually think of as thoughts and emotions. Those start to occur in the subtle level and then come outward into the conscious mind in the waking state. But they have their roots down here in this prajna level. And here's another metaphor that you might find useful. And it's 4 aspects of an ocean. And on the shoreline of an ocean is like Vaishnavar. You're walking along the beach out here in the external world. The shoreline meets the ocean where Taijasa meets the subtle, where Tejasa and Vaishnavar meet, where the gross and the subtle meet is the shoreline. And then this level, this surface of the ocean, is a little bit like Tejasa, the dreaming state. And the floor of the ocean is like prajna. It's just a metaphor. So if you find it useful, ponder about it. Go walk on a beach and you can get the idea that the external world as we know it is like walking along the beach. We go out a little bit in the ocean and we find currents and undercurrents going on, and you dive deep into the ocean with your scuba tank on, and you find the deeper levels of the ocean from where the rest of the ocean and all the waves have come. And so maybe you want to take a look at this and contemplate on it and take a walk along the beach. And here again is mention of this infinite library of wisdom, which is the prajna. And this plane of reality, as I mentioned, is the place of the storage of our samskaras, the deep impressions that drive our karma. And one of the names of this level, if you go look in Yoga Sutras, you'll find it referred to as the karma shaya, the field of karma. Like a farmer has a field in which he's growing, vegetables or plants or grains or something, and it's a field in which seeds grow into plants, etc. And the karmashaya is the field, the repository, so to speak, of samskaras, and that's this M level of prajna. And that's the driving force of our actions. And gradually, one through meditation and contemplation, gradually one comes to experience those samskaras at the deep formless level. If you think of these pictures that are on the computer that you're looking right now, now they're in a form that you can see on the screen. But when they are formless, when they're not being transmitted to you, they are in binary numbers, mathematical formulas sitting on a hard drive somewhere. And so that's another metaphor of the equivalent of the level of prajna, the formless, that then comes forward into Tejasa or Vaishvanara in form. So literally the picture that you're looking at right now is in form, but it arose from something formless. And this is one of the ways of what we're talking about here. And again, I'm coming down slowly, so you might want to come back and look at this a little more closely. Now, interestingly, this level of prajna is experienced in deep sleep, but we are usually not conscious of it. We're usually unconscious. We're not aware. But this level of conscious awareness of prajna is the meaning of yoga nidra. Now, we're not going to go into that right now, but there's more articles and more information available to you on what yoga nidra is about. It's become popular in our modern world that yoga nidra, the term yoga nidra, is referred to any state of simple relaxation of the conscious mind. And that is very misleading. It is simply not what the traditional meaning of the word yoga nidra is to the yogis. To the yogis, yoga nidra means conscious awareness of this level of prajna, which gives us awareness of the samskaras. And through this yoga nidra, you can reduce the coloring, the klesha of the samskaras. And so, again, you might want to come back and look at this more closely. If you're curious, go to the website. I'll just briefly click on this just to show you that it's there, so that there is an article on traditional meaning of yoga nidra. And so I'll scroll back up here. And so this is the prajna level, number 5 of our 7 levels we're talking about. Okay, thank you again for listening. I hope you're enjoying this. And remember, this Om business really, really, really is what it's all about. It's the shortcut. It's the direct route. There is no shortcut. We have to explore within, but this gives us an understanding of the way in which we are exploring the inner levels of our own being so that we can find the center. Okay? So thank you again for visiting. Bye-bye.